Hey, what's good, everybody? This is Ced, and this is my review of Daredevil Season 2. This is a spoiler-free review, so I know Season 2 has actually only been available for this is the third day now. Of course, if you have not seen it, don't worry. I'm not going to go into detail about anything that you wouldn't already know from Season 1 or from some of the previews for Season 2. So Marvel has been on a roll since forever. Ever since they entered the film universe, Netflix was uncharted ground for them. So when they come out with season 1 of Daredevil, it was considered risky by a lot of people, including myself. I figured that it would be very easy for them to take a storyline and just drag it out too far, and also make it corny, for lack of better word. Well, with season 1, I, as well as most people who viewed it, was impressed. I enjoyed the storyline. The writing, I thought, was nearly perfect. Acting was solid. My favorite thing, though, about the entire first season was the great Vincent D'Onofrio, who plays Wilson Fisk, aka Kingpin. He killed it. He carried the season. Probably the best villain I've seen since Ledger. And he's coming damn close to topping Ledger, to be honest with you, in my opinion. So there's been a lot of anticipation now for season 2. Fisk, of course, is locked up at the end of season 1. We weren't really sure about a villainous presence here, but what we did know is that the Punisher was being brought into the picture. So I'll do a rundown here. Let's start off with the writing and the storyline for season 2. I thought it was solid once again. I do not think it was perfection as I did with season 1. Reason being, there weren't really any story holes, not that I caught anyway, or gaps in the plot, but I think the actual order that some things were told in made the pace kind of drop off while watching, especially if you're doing a binge watch. The actual pace didn't pick up, and I didn't really get interested in what all was happening until nearly halfway through the season. Acting, as far as Charlie Cox, who plays Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, same as season 1. I mean, it's solid. I don't know if there's a way to really do that character any better. Elektra is brought into the picture. She is a good acted character as well. Now, as far as John Bernthal, who plays the Punisher, he does kill it. He was definitely the man to bring in for this. And this is not a spoiler, but Fisk, played by D'Onofrio, does make an appearance for 2 or 3 episodes, and he kills it just like he does in season 1. And to be honest with you, those couple of episodes that he's in are probably my favorites solely because of his performance. The man is a beast. So overall, this is a different type of season from the first season. It seems to be more so about building. There's a lot of character development, especially with the Punisher. And there's also a fair share of development involving Murdock and Elektra, which I thought was cool that they were able to put all of these character developments into the same plot in one season and not really muddy the waters too much. Except for when it came to the villain. Villainous Presence was really lacking here. And, you know, there's hints to them throughout the season, and then when we get to the last 5 or 4 episodes, we start seeing more dealing with the villainous presence here. And it's cool, but I mean, in my opinion, at that point you don't really care. I mean, there wasn't a build-up like there was with Kingpin in season 1. And even in season 2, with Kingpin only appearing for 2 or 3 episodes, when he's done, you're still wanting him to reappear and let him be the actual cause of the conflict, because it gets kind of boring with who we're dealing with here. We're dealing with the Yakuza, the Japanese rush hour type stuff. So overall, yeah, I mean, it was a good season. It was a solid season. It was not on the same level as season 1 at all, but this was more of a builder, and I get that and I understand that, and I'm cool with it. But season 3 is going to have to really perform and blow us out the water, because there's been plenty of things kind of built up to really blow up and explode and cause plenty of action and conflict in the third season. And that's really all I'll say about it, because like I said, I don't want to get into spoiler territory. But I will say the season finale, I did love that though. The season finale was great, and the way it ended was very cool. I will say that I've never been a fan of Elektra, the character or the storyline, and I wasn't for most of this season. But after the end of the season finale, I was more of a fan of Elektra. I was getting more into her storyline, so we'll see where it goes with season 3. If I were to give this a rating, I guess my rating for season 2 Daredevil would be solid. It's solid. Like I said, it's a builder, and if you really loved season 1, you'll like this, but just don't go into it expecting to like this as much, unless you're just a huge Punisher fan. But yeah, it's a very solid season. And that covers my review today. My next review will be coming in a few days when we finally get to see Superman versus the Great Ben. So until then, hey.